welcome back to another episode of Loving Black with Tori and Terry.
Good evening. We're back, you guys. It's the new year. Happy New
Happy
Year.
New Year, you guys.
Yes.
We just want to thank you guys for tuning back in with us. We had a little hiatus. We hope you enjoyed the replays of some of our past shows. I know we were watching them as well.
Yeah, I was enjoying them. I really was.
It's funny. That's the only time we get to see them actually, on our off time like that.
Yeah,
so,
it was good. I was able to snuggle with our new grandbaby, and
yeah,
I was actually watching some last
addition.
night. Yeah, I was watching some the other night. So this is great. We're here. We're ready. We're fired up to just bring you a new season of Love and Black. And you guys all know that Love and Black means having your love in the positive.
That's right. That's right. So we want to thank our sponsors. We still have you guys out there we're thankful for. So our sponsors are A Unique Heart with Benita Ledette.
Yes.
Hey, Benita, what's going on, girl?
Yes,
And
somebody
also,
loves you.
Yeah, somebody loves you. We love you. We love each other too, and we love you guys. And also thanks to Gracie's restaurant off of Kirby in Houston.
Yes, Johnny Carrabba's.
One of the Johnny Carrabba's restaurants there. So actually, we have a winner for the Gracie's gift card, right?
Yes, this week's winner is Jacqueline Brewer. Jacqueline Brewer is our recipient. She won the gift card for Gracie. So woohoo, Jacqueline!
Right,
yes,
Jacqueline.
What a wonderful way to start.
We'll contact you, Jacqueline, to pick up your gift card. And if you guys are interested in our raffle for, I don't want to say raffle, if you guys are interested in receiving one of our Gracie's gift cards, all you have to do is go to loveandblack1@gmail.com.
Yes.
And just tell us why you love Love and Black.
That's right. That's
So,
it. Yeah,
that's
you
it.
did that. Yeah, that's good.
All right. I've been doing this for a minute. But anyway, hey guys, we have a great show coming up tonight. We have former hoop star coming to the stage here tonight.
Guys, he's good.
And not just, we're going to talk about some basketball, but really it's what he's done after his life in basketball that's really taken off to the next level.
God has really blessed this young man. You know what I mean? He really has. I love to see how, and you guys know this, how you have a path that you have planned. You got, I'm going, this is what I'm doing, got my vision, and God comes in and he just totally changes the whole thing, the whole path. And it's just a journey. He blesses your journey.
So yeah,
it's a treat for you guys. I mean, it's a treat for us. So it's definitely going to be a treat.
Yeah.
All the way around to hear his
so
story.
You guys that
story.
have young men that are either entering high school or college and are interested in playing ball, and even if they're not, even if you just want them to hear a motivational young guy, and I say young guy because he's definitely younger than I am, but if you want to hear someone from your age group give you guys some positive information on just life, how to deal with different challenges and all, I want you guys to get your young men and pull them to the TV screen tonight so they can take a watch with this.
And it could bless the young ladies too, especially if you have kids that are athletes.
Exactly.
Especially if you have kids that are athletes or even think about getting your kids. I mean, parents all alike. This is going to bless your whole family.
Exactly.
The story really speaks to each individual who's listening to it because they're able to apply certain things that they hear to just maybe thoughts they've had or experiences that they've gone through, So we're going to be getting it right along with you.
Exactly.
It'll be good.
And you know what? We don't want to be remiss about our actual business. As you guys know, we are National Board Certified Counselors, and we actually had taken off to get a break, but our caseloads increased. So you guys out there, the pandemic has really shaken up a lot of households and all, on top of normal things that people have disagreements and all about. But we want to let you know that we are here for you. You can reach us at iforeverwill.com if you're interested in any type of marital, premarital, or even relationship counseling.
Yeah.
We have people that are not married, not engaged, but in long-term relationships that we help out as well.
Yes.
So we just want to, don't want to be remiss in mentioning that, but we really are here to help.
We are.
We definitely are.
The surge, there's been a surge, with the pandemic and all, there has been a surge. I can't believe that we're still talking about this, and here we are in 2021. But we're gonna take things.
The calendar date change doesn't mean that situations change.
It doesn't.
So, but it's up to us though to make these changes in our life. What's that thing you always say? If you can't change
If you can't change the people around you, change the people around you. So, I mean, this is the thing. It's about us coming together in agreement that we're going to go higher. So let's go higher. While the world is doing what it's doing, let's go higher. We'll help you do that together. We're going to take a break, though, and we'll be back.
Meanwhile, we're going to a commercial
break. We're going to go back. We're going to come back, though. We're going to come back with our guest today. Don't go away. This is going to be good. Don't go away.
We'll be right back to Love in Black after these messages.
Your new year with a top-rated luxury SUV from Ron Carter Cadillac. Drive the new 2021 XT4 Luxury Collection for $319 a month, the new 2021 XT5 Luxury Collection for $399 a month, or the new 2021 XT6 Luxury Collection for $459 a month. All for 39 months lease with just $1 down. Gulf Freeway, just 2 minutes south of the Beltway.
Shop smarter when you shop Ron Carter. RonCarterCadillac.com.
When it comes to protecting yourself and your partners, all the information out there can be overwhelming. Visit our website. We are a free and confidential service, striving to help you stay informed and stay notified. We are committed to a healthy Houston.
And now, back to Love in Black with Tori and Terry.
You guys are good kids in bad situations, and you're going to let it define you. And you're going to let it take you a place that you don't want to go. You don't have a network to beat this. They looked at me as just a number. And they put me in prison. I play basketball. Y'all actually doing offenses. Drugs and all the things cause this. Y'all are babies. You guys are good kids in bad situations. And you're going to let it define you.
Hey, and we're back. Hey, before the break, we told you guys that, actually you saw the clip, but we told you guys that we have a guest in the studio that's no stranger to the camera and also no stranger to the hardwoods. We have in the studio Brandon Johnson. How you doing, Brandon?
Give it up, give it up.
Man, I'm good. Man, I'm good, man. I'm thankful to be here. Like we all know, 2020 was definitely a crazy year, so I'm just
very
thankful.
crazy.
Yeah.
And it's continuing.
Oh my God,
man.
I know. We're getting ready.
It got us off to it. They gave us to March last year, man, but they started in January this year, so it's crazy. But I'm also grateful because a lot of people didn't make it to 2021. So I'm thankful for that, and I appreciate you guys starting my year off right, man. So
we appreciate you coming.
Yeah,
Hey,
we're glad to have you. You know,
right.
I was thinking, you have a nonprofit. Okay, so this is the thing. Brandon has a compelling story. I mean, like you guys, we're giving you a second. I don't know. You should have got your popcorn, your drinks, or whatever. But
and you pull your kids to the TV.
Yes, we told you that earlier. But this is the thing. His story is so amazing. It's going to touch every single person that hears it. So it's a jewel for each member of your family. He's a founder of a nonprofit organization. Your nonprofit organization is No Script.
Yes.
Okay? No script. All right? So that just goes to show you, how authentic and organic you are. Tell us about that.
So the nonprofit started this past year, and I basically opened it up. It derived from some of the things I went through in my lifetime, man, and the kids that I deal with now to this day, man, I just explain to people that you make mistakes, and you figure out the level of life you get to, you realize life has no script, and it gives you a freedom and peace of life, man. As you stop trying to control things and you stop setting certain expectations in life on people, on things, and you just kind of live. And my journey has taught me that, listen, no matter how bad we try to script this, Again, 2020 showed us, seeing Kobe die. Yeah, man had an amazing career, amazing life, and he could never calculate that step of how he was going to pass. So my nonprofit derived from that, and just certain things for me that God blessed me with, and I call it blessings when you can't calculate it. It's not something that a human can do. It's something that seriously God has implemented that only Him, and when it's a blessing because you only can say God. And my nonprofit it's been amazing. We end up feeding 2,500 families this year for the Thanksgiving.
Right,
breakfast.
that's the kind of life you want to live.
So
absolutely,
that was a big. I saw all the boxes.
Blessed to be a blessing.
It's been amazing, and to start it through the pandemic, just to bring some energy, positive energy to it. It's been amazing. God's definitely, I give all glory to Him through this whole process because I know, man, He's just been showing out.
Oh, I love when He show out. We pray for Him to show up.
That's
and show
right.
out.
That's what
big
blessings
time.
and
I'm still
and
ready to hear
surprises.
because we believe in that all day.
Yeah.
Tell me about your story. Yeah, go ahead.
Let me ask you. So, local hoop star. He went to Willowridge.
Yeah,
everybody. I went to Madison. He went to Willowridge.
That's my rival.
I don't know anything about
We
it.
rivals. That's why we put her in the middle.
I'm from Cali, y'all. What's up?
Yeah, shouts out.
No,
Nobody
I'm
has
gonna get the Cali in there.
But
What's happening?
tell us your story because, like my wife said, you have a compelling story, and it didn't just start when you got to college.
Right. No, it's definitely, life has been competitive. They don't tell you how competitive it's gonna be, and they don't have, like I said, they don't have instructions at the beginning. And I'm writing right now a book called Good Kid, Bad Situations, and it's due to.
The book is called Good Kid, Bad Situations?
Good Kid, Bad Situations.
Wow, what a
Actually,
title.
I already started using that phrase.
That title is, oh my
just-
God, that's amazing.
Yeah,
just thinking on it and
just-
reflecting on it, because a lot of kids get just labeled automatically bad kid, and it's
Right.
like, good kids in bad situations.
Right,
Oh my
right,
God, go
right.
ahead, preach out, preach
Nah,
out.
it's like I said, it's unique in a way. It was moved. I spoke it in Austin a couple weeks ago, and I'm just listening to these kids' testimonies, and a lot of them are babies, and certain things that I needed that a lot of men like us don't have is that nurturing, and a lot of them just need a big brother or a grandma or a mom to just hover over and just show them that love. And I realized that, and it just it stuck out to me. And I've been looking for a book title I've been trying to write the last 2 years, and this title directs me in the right situation because my story from when I grew up, we don't get to pick our families.
Yeah.
And a lot of people, I think the closest thing to perfect is a newborn baby. But I don't, and when I'm writing the book, I realize that that's not true because we're taking on our parents' decisions. And you don't
We
get to
discover that all the time in counseling.
Right.
Where people, they don't know why they act a certain way, but when we start doing start backtracking in our lives,
you start
it
hearing
stems from the household. And we always say, and you'll probably hear us say this a couple times a day, your marriage is your child's classroom.
Yeah, absolutely.
And
that's
it
tough.
depends on what you're teaching them is what they're going to take as far as real world skills.
Right. You're a reflection
Absolutely.
of your circumstances.
Absolutely.
Exactly.
And that's so key because when I'm writing from that standpoint, I also believe that everybody's broken, and it's almost unfair to be born into something broken. You just need more positives than negatives. And even the riches, some of the kids that's born into rich families, these people are broken also. It's just you start out with a better opportunity. But just imagine the negative of the parents are broken, you're poor, and you're born into that, and you're almost born into a circumstances of.
And you don't know what you don't know.
Now
I
you're
didn't
exposed.
I didn't even know we were poor. I mean,
Yeah, and it's sad, and you don't know, but
I've
you
heard
did.
people say that too.
Yeah.
That you don't know. You only
Yeah.
know what you know, like you said.
I didn't know we were poor till
you get a
I
little
went
bit
over
older.
to my other color friend's house when I was playing baseball back in the day, and look,
You can see the difference.
I could see the big difference. It was like, look, would you like some juice? I'm like,
Yeah.
What's juice? You mean some
You know,
drink?
you got that water in
I
there.
said, you got some Kool-Aid? You got some drink? That's all we knew.
Yeah, like that. Just that simple of being exposed to little things like that. It changes the mindset. And when you're born into that exposure, I write a part in the book called "Losing Your Innocence," and I feel like a lot of us lose our innocence due to the brokenness of the families.
Most
And
definitely.
like you say, you don't know, but it's a seed planted. And I say that because through my story, I get up to a certain point in my life through college, and I make a decision. And a lot of my childhood was dictated through. Let's just say gambling. My mom's was a hustler. I come from a DNA of hustlers. So with that being said, that exposure, a lot of kids shouldn't be exposed to, and that's why it's critical.
And it was second nature to you.
Yeah, yeah.
And I mean, you know, I know your story. You and I talked before, and I did my my little reading and whatnot. But you truly was a good kid in a bad situation, you know, because you can't control your environment.
You don't know the cards.
And you don't know the
No one
cards.
does,
And
yeah.
not just that, when you were, what was it? You were in ninth grade, and
Yeah,
you were
when
homeless?
I stepped out on, so me and my father, my mom's went. She had a situation where we had to leave my mom's, and from there I finally kind of got in touch with my father around 4th grade. We had our disputes, and it was just coming from a different understanding.
4th grader having a dispute with a grown man?
Yeah, man.
on.
But
My
that's
dad,
when you're
but
living
it
like
was,
that.
come
That's
on,
how,
man.
you know,
But see,
everybody's.
I will say this: my dad was raised with morals, and he gave us morals and rules and things like that. So it was a blessing, and you realize that recipe that is instilled in your life. Sometimes you overthink it, and you try to calculate everything. And my dad was super cool because he had a situation. He made a statement like, "Hey, listen, I'm getting my kids. His other partner didn't want us."
Love it.
You know, so I'm in debt to him forever for that. You know, I love my father and
Amen.
what he
He
did.
stepped. He
yeah,
stepped.
yeah, he stood on that. And then from us two, he ended up getting all his kids. So my dad has an amazing, just seed in my life where it's like he could never do wrong. You know, the category he
love
fits
it.
in. And, the older I get, I respect that because you realize how hard it is to live for yourself.
You have young men.
Yeah. And that makes me realize it's hard to live for yourself, let alone 5 other people and trying to build a family.
Yeah.
So, the older you get, if you mature enough from the mental mind state, you start respecting certain things that your parents
Absolutely.
did. And my dad, to take us in, and like I said, we had our differences, but I also think I just go back to the seed that was planted with Master P. I played with him when I was younger. And when we speak on my nonprofit, we think about educating through experiences. And Master P took me around the world during that time. He might not even know how he changed my whole mind, because a lot of kids don't get out the circumstances, so they can't expand.
I like how Master P is more than just a rapper, which people just label him. I mean, he's a shrewd businessman.
Yeah.
But he has been. He has
Yeah.
been for a long time, and a lot. I mean, it's just coming out, in the last years or so. But he's been.
Yeah,
he's been
always been
pressing.
instrumental
Yeah, he's
in a
been
lot of
pressing.
different-
Especially the way he
Absolutely.
take care of his family,
Yeah.
his
Yeah.
community
Yeah.
in Louisiana. Yeah.
You said something that stayed with me, and when my husband was talking about, your marriage or whatever, raising your kids, your lifestyle, is your child's classroom, and you were saying that in 4th grade. How you kind of got into it with your dad, and my husband was like, "How do you mean? How is that?" But I got that because when you said that your environment,
Yeah.
you were
It
in
was
4th
2
grade,
different
but you were
languages also.
but he was also thinking like a young man
yeah.
at
Yeah.
4th grade.
Unfortunately,
Because
where
that
we're from,
type
we had
of
to grow
life,
up early.
well, because of that lifestyle, when you're living in a hustler's type of lifestyle, you are grown before those.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah. You
always.
know too much.
Yeah, there's certain environments, New York City, stuff like
Things
that.
we
It's not just
shouldn't know.
it's not just suburban going out to play,
Yeah.
going outside to play. Once
Yeah.
you hit those streets, once you're in the world.
And
you're
it
in
was so different back then. Also, the kids that's exposed now, it is from a different level. But back then, Tupac ran our era. So it was,
Sure.
when you hit the streets, we didn't have social media to be inspired by or to learn knowledge and things like that. So the big stars was the big stars.
Sure.
Literally, it was no like, oh, this upcoming guy. No, you had to either be official or you wasn't nobody.
wasn't nobody,
So it was like the
exactly.
big stars and Tupac and Biggie and those kind of people kind of led that '90s era on top of the crack generation, all those kinds of things. So it was just,
And
it was.
unfortunately,
Yeah.
that started with my era.
But no, it was like I said, it was crazy from that standpoint. And my dad, the conflict was what my mom taught, and then his language. And my dad was a guy that got up and went to work. He was just he was on the other side of the world.
Sure.
And my mom was on the other side. So
Right.
when I met my dad, it was like it's only so much decoding you can do for me now. It's like I've already got some principles that I stand on. So when my dad
that's
was like,
big.
"Hey, let me fix this. It was
like,
it's almost
it's
you
already
can't fix
set.
it all,
It's all
but I
set.
was also inspired, and me and my dad also clashed when I made the decision to leave. I knew at a certain point in my life I wanted to do something great, and my brothers was older than me, and I speak to the kids about the cheat sheet, and the cheat sheet is you see the answers and as far as the examples in your life, and you still writing the wrong answer.
Wow,
And
you
I
guys
watch my
catch that.
brothers and my family and my moms and all these people do the wrong thing in a sense. And it's crazy to me, it's insane, because you'll watch them do the wrong thing and go write the same answer they did. Yep. And you got the cheat sheet.
You know what, man? I say this to some of the young men that either we counsel or they're part of the men's groups that I were formerly involved with or whatever. But I heard somebody say this, and it's so true. Let's take a set of twins, right? Twin boys. And if you're in a household that the parents are doing drugs, one of those twins are going to go to drugs, and the other one is not going to do it, right? But the same question is going to be posed, and they're going to give the same answer. The question that's going to be posed is, you grew up in this environment. How come you're doing drugs? Well, my parents did it, right? And then the other twin, he's going to say the same thing. How come you don't do it? My parents did it. So it's about perception. It's how you look at things. And speaking of choices, you forgot to do your rapid fire.
No, it just wasn't listed in order. But that's okay. So that's fine. I thought about that too. The bubble above my head was like, we do rapid fire first as an icebreaker, but okay, it's not listed. So we won't. But that's cool. We're gonna let you. And I don't mean it to say we're gonna let you. I really want you to kind of paint the picture, because we're talking about kind of your end result, and they can totally see it and what you're doing now in the nonprofit. Really give them a quick journey of what it is in a visual, because I've been building them up. I'm telling them, you got this story. So I want you to tell them, and then we're gonna do the rapid fire.
So that journey, like I say, through that process, I ended up playing basketball was my passion. I played a little football here and there, but basketball stuck out to me. Being homeless, you can't wear cleats and helmets to school. So I leaned over. It wasn't a choice by just a natural, organic thing. It was more so like, okay, I'm playing AAU basketball. I'm traveling the country, and I was homeless, so I didn't have much clothes. So the basketball teams would give me suits and shorts. So that's how I kind of chose basketball. I ended up getting the opportunity at University of San Diego. I go up there, man. Really a one-man band. God completely had his hands on me, man, and he performed.
Still holds all the records.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah, man.
Scoring and assists, right?
Yeah, it's an incredible thing that he did, man. Like, I wasn't highly recruited. I did have a lot of offers in a sense, but for some of the players, back then every player on the AAU team was going to the NBA. Yeah. Now if your dad don't have some money, and you're not playing, he'll just create a team. Right. So, but back then, if you made one of those teams,
or you go to Virginia, go to one of those private schools,
prep schools, reclassify, and all. So it's just other ways now. But when I got to University of San Diego, man, complete culture shock. It's a very rich private school, man, and all these kids are completely different. Bentley's at the age of 16. So for me to go there and see that and experience that, man, I could have took it two different ways, and I used it to build my mind and other things in my life. And I had a crazy career. It was amazing. We played UConn, Kentucky, beat those guys in the tournament. From there, man, I get an opportunity to play in the NBA. This is the part of life. Yeah.
I got chills.
Yeah, this is the part of life where, I understood the process of all the hard work, everything I did, the blood, sweat, tears, the whole story, man. And I get all the way up. And like I say, my family is coming from a tough cycle of things. Yeah. And so, without saying or without really knowing, I have the pressure of that. My family, I didn't have one visit in California, not one textbook sent. And it was okay for me because I knew my journey. I knew my purpose. So I get all the way and get opportunity.
We got to travel a little
Man, it was
set
so
apart,
crazy.
Baby, set apart.
Yeah, it was so crazy because I watched, you got to understand, I'm on a basketball team. I'm watching 15 players come in with their families every year. And, for me to be, I'm not knowing how young I was. I remember my first day that hardened my heart. I got off the plane with 2 bags of clothes, and I'm up there with 5 teammates. We're in a condo, and I remember all their families in the rooms with them with trailers and stuff of books and all that stuff.
Microwaves,
TVs, and I'm so dumbfounded of everything that I put my clothes in the drawer and I just sit on the bed, and I had my basketball, and I think that was the day that kind of shifted my heart. You know what I'm saying? So that was probably because being alone in Houston is different, knowing my family's still around the city. Sure. But now I'm in a whole nother state, and I don't really know these people like this. And then it's a different race. I've never been around any other kind of race. Yeah. And for me to be there and see that, and I'm hearing the whispers and the laughs and all in the rooms, I think that was a super critical moment for me. It kind of made my grind even
Even
more.
harder. Oh,
you know,
yeah.
so
Oh, yeah.
it
You
was
fierce
just
now.
just
You
different.
on fire like,
yeah.
okay, I'm about to show you. Let me introduce you to me.
Man,
Yeah,
and-
yeah,
So is
yeah.
that where the passion
Yeah.
comes from?
Man, it
or-
came
Yeah,
from that,
baby.
and I remember watching them, and I tell people that, man, listen, I knew when they came to that arena, I was the richest man, you know, because that was the time for me, and I knew why y'all was here. You get what I'm saying? So no matter
yes,
how much
yes.
your parents bought you this, how much you did this, I knew when y'all come to this arena, you come to watch me perform. You get what I'm saying? So that night, during that time,
Yes.
that was my moment to, you know, everybody saw who I was during that moment because that was
It was
my
your time to shine.
Yeah,
Yes,
and that the
indeed.
campus came, you know, so and I'm coming from the bottom and nobody really understood my journey. You know, they just watching the games and they're like, oh, he got it made. And I'm sleeping on couches, man. I'm trying to save money. And then I had my son at 17, you know, so I'm in college, had a son, man. So it was just, like I said, it was a journey. And to get to, and I say all that to bring you up to all the way to the point where I'm about to go get this contract with the NBA. And a left turn happened, man. The trajectory of my life just went in a complete circle, you know. And I was with the Wizards. I come home to see my moms. And granted, I haven't seen my moms much through this process. And I come home to see her. And that morning, I wake up and my life was snatched away from me in possibly 30 seconds. And they knocked on the door. And I go to the door and I looked out the peephole. And it was FBI badges everywhere. And I had no idea what it was about. And when I opened the door, they pointed their guns at me.
What?
Really?
Yeah, it was almost I was a menace to society, you know. And I don't know if that's the process when you're picking up somebody, but you know, I'm thinking this is dealing. I'm not sure what this was about. What I do know now, but when I look back and say, hey, this deals with basketball, you know. So when I opened the door, but the craziest part was the last time I kind of saw my mom's. When I was in third grade, it was kind of, she was in the floor and they was crying, but I didn't understand it. So it was crazy to see my mom's from a different view while I'm getting taken away and she's in the floor. And I thought that was probably the craziest part for me to see my mom's crying in the floor and they don't know what's going on because we've been so disconnected. And so the feds came, man, picked me up about 6 a.m. that morning, ran through the interrogation room. And I remember probably about 8 p.m. that night, I was sitting in that orange jumpsuit. And I swear it was like a nightmare. And for me to be sitting, I remember sitting on top of the bed and I was just tucking the cover over the orange jumpsuit because it was so crazy to see it. I didn't want to see the orange jumpsuit, so I would tuck the cover over my collar
and stuff your
and try to disconnect from it. And it was the longest night of my life. And to think that when I woke up that morning, I wasn't sure what was all going on with this case. And I woke up this morning and biggest day on USA Today, portrait of a point shaver. You know, and the fact that I was dealing with the NBA, the media took it to the next
just
level.
had it, yeah.
And it ran on ESPN for months. And like I said, I watched my life be torn away in about 7 days. I lost everything when I got out. My agent, my contract was everything on the table. And it was a moment in my life that, you know, I knew I was at the bottom of the brook, they say, when it's only, you know, no human can help you, only a spirit. And that process of 2 years that I fought for my life, I went to prison in 2013. I was sentenced March 1st. And it was a biblical moment for me because
Here it is. Go on, say that. Say that part.
it was a
That part.
biblical
Hashtag
moment.
that part.
Yeah, because it was a journey that I wasn't prepared for, and that brings me to no script. It was something that I could never imagine that I could ever control. But the dopest part, it was probably the most amazing part of my life because that gap that I missed out with my family, he gave it to me in 2 years. You know, it was something that I had that son and I was chasing something. And when you're chasing something, you're not really leading it. And you sort of, you know what I'm saying?
Guys, this is rich.
and I learned that when I started leading my passion, life just started coming more organic instead of chasing it. And when them 2 years I had to sit down, I was able to be a father, you know, and God showed me that connection with my moms began. And it was hard because I'm fighting something. I'm two different people who they thought they raised and who I am now.
Sure.
You know, the man I'm in California, you guys don't know. You know me as little Brandon, you know, but I'm BJ in California. I'm the hottest thing moving. You know, I'm like I said, in that arena, I can sense it. I start kind of maneuvering in that city at a whole different pace. And God was able to connect Brandon and BJ and finally give them who I am. You know, it was hard for me to grow that way and my family was struggling. you know, but in that process, man, God gave me my son, my family back, and it felt like, you know, the illusion is the storm. And when you look through past that storm of things you're going through, it's a way bigger picture.
Yeah.
You know, and the case held its weight, but I knew what I did in that case. But at the same time, I also understood, like, oh, okay, I took a step back, and the growing pains hurt it. But man, you know, I look back and I know it's God in me because I was able to keep the same character. You know?
Hold that thought. We're gonna go to commercial. Told you. I told you. We'll be right back. Don't go away. More Brandon, BJ.
We'll be right back to Love in Black after these messages.
Light up your new year with a top-rated luxury SUV from Ron Carter Cadillac. Drive the new 2021 XT4 Luxury Collection for $319 a month, the new 2021 XT5 Luxury Collection for $399 a month, or the new 2021 XT6 Luxury Collection for $459 a month. All for 39 months lease with just $1 down. Gulf Freeway, just 2 minutes south of the Beltway.
Shop smarter when you shop Ron Carter. RonCarterCadillac.com.
When it comes to protecting yourself and your partners, all the information out there can be overwhelming. Visit our website. We are a free and confidential service striving to help you stay informed and stay notified. We are committed to a healthy Houston.
And now back to Love in Black with Tori and Terry.
And we're back, and we have Brandon Johnson, motivational speaker.
Oh my gosh.
Ex-NBA ball player.
Man of God.
Man of God.
Bomb, BJ. Hey, listen, you guys. Okay, so remember I said I wanted to do the rapid fire. Let me just give you a couple of tips of what's going on right now. I kind of spin because my feet don't touch the floor. So if you see me grabbing on the guys, I'm just trying to stay center. Okay, so we got that. Okay, so I told you I want to do rapid fire. You guys know what rapid fire is. We're gonna do rapid fire with Brandon. Okay, here we go. Android or Apple?
Oh, come on, Apple. You know, we rocking Apple.
Ding, 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 ding. Shirts or skins?
Oh, man. Shirts right now.
Okay, shirts right now. I know it's cold too. Okay, Lil Kiki or Trey the Truth?
Oh, man. That's
These are hard, I know. It's
You know
hard.
what? I'm going to go with...
you know.
I'm gonna go with Lil Kiki from a music standpoint, from
Okay.
a human standpoint.
Southside.
I like Trey being
Yeah,
right
Trey.
now.
Okay.
We interviewed Trey.
Yeah, I love
yeah.
Trey. He's doing amazing things in the community.
Yeah, he is. He really is. Okay, Jordan or LeBron?
LeBron, I'll argue this all day.
Well, hold on. What?
Oh, see, you guys
LeBron.
Hold
you can't
on.
break the rapid fire. He does this to me all the time. It's a whole
Wait a
flow
minute.
thing. No, you can't. Ask questions later.
Hey, I'm going with
Get with them after
the king, baby.
after
I
the
gotta stay with my
interview.
boy Jordan.
Okay, yeah, I know, right? I'm a Jordan
I'm
person
going
too, but
with
see how I'm
King.
not taking it personal? This is his
No, I
rapid
respect
fire.
that.
Okay,
I like rapid.
West Coast or Dirty South?
Oh, baby, we going to the south. I love West Coast. but,
Okay, I know. I'm West Coast.
you know,
Okay.
I like my south.
Nike or Adidas?
Nike,
I know,
completely.
all day. And last but not least, drum roll, please. I'm gonna get a real drum roll. Okay, Turkey Leg Hut or Breakfast Club?
Oh, no, they're my people. I can't do that. Hey, because you know what? It depends on the day. I mean, it depends on the time. I'm going to say the time.
You got one for breakfast.
I'm going to
There you go.
breakfast.
That's the safe. That's
Catfish
the
and
safe
grits.
way. Yeah,
That's
that
all
was
I'm
safe.
saying. Lunch,
That was
I'm doing
smooth.
turkey leg
That was
hut.
smooth. That's the way to do it.
It depends
that
on the
was
time.
smooth.
Them
Hey, hold
my
on. Do you have to
people.
wait in line?
You
Nah,
killed it.
man,
You
I'm
killed
Come on
it.
with him.
straight
We're
up.
going turkey leg hut with him.
Man,
Yeah,
shouts
those
out
lines
to the
are wrapped
homies.
around the corner. I'm telling you, for both
Man,
places.
I don't want to lose my place in line. If I say that, they can
No,
be,
no, no,
oh.
yeah, you go to the back of the line.
No, I like
Hold on,
that.
hold on. Hey, so, I know we're going to get back to your story,
back
but,
to LeBron.
but how did you know? How did you know? Now, you was born a year after I graduated.
Yeah, he
high
was winning
school.
something around 86.
Yeah, you were born in '86. And Jordan, Jordan came out, a couple years,
Man,
a year or whatever. And I know when you was coming up, you had to have been, that's all you knew was Jordan.
Man, listen.
his shoes,
I'm
everything.
going to be honest with you. I was doing other things beyond. I wasn't interested in sports. I don't think I watched a real game until like high school.
Really?
Yeah, I
When you started playing basketball then?
My older brothers just was playing, and I just got into it because I was athletic, but I've never been a visual. I didn't watch my first college game until I saw Reggie Bush. I was like, who is this dude?
Really?
Yeah,
Reggie Bush, the football player?
Yeah, that was my first time watching. I never watched, and then I saw Adrian Peterson for Oklahoma, but I'd never been engaged. Like I say, NBA wasn't my dream. I was going through things, and it just unfolded. And God just did a great
Isn't that
job.
something? How he'll take a journey and just, it's like, I wasn't even going. And
I
that's
wasn't even
happened with
going
me in
there.
certain things. Like, I wasn't, and it's not about me,
That
but I mean, even with
GPS.
education and like, being board trustee, I
Right.
was over here on some other
Right.
stuff.
And sometimes that route is to get you
It
certain
is.
places.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It is totally a catalyst to where it's really going to jump off and where you're going to land and where it's going to be. And that's where it's right now.
Mm-hmm.
You have landed with this nonprofit. Tell us about that, how that all came about.
The nonprofit, again, like I'm super thankful because so what happened was I was in high school and I wasn't able to play in one of the games due to me not having clothes. I was homeless and the coach didn't know. I didn't want to say it to him. And while I was at the game, I was in the stands and the principal saw me in the stands. And so the next day at school, I get called to the front office. I'm not knowing what's going on. I'm thinking I'm in trouble. And she had her husband pick me up. And this is how God has completely just always been instrumental. And her husband picked me up. I didn't know what was going on. He took me to Men's Warehouse, bought me like 10 outfits.
Oh, wow.
And
So she knew. She just knew.
She found
you
out.
still didn't tell him, but she did. She did her
found
research.
out and realized because the coach was like, he didn't dress for the game. And I'm like, dude, I'm living, I'm just carrying stuff with me, but I can play, but she knew how much I cared about basketball. And she just, the next day at school, it stuck out to me so much where that's why I started the nonprofit, because I want to bless people like that. I want to be able to have a funding where I allow that happen. If I'm going to a game and these kids don't have shoes, I want to just I want to have a funding to go to the store and just buy the whole team shoes.
I'm looking at your fit today. You breaking it today.
Yeah,
Do you just stay fitted all the time?
No.
Even casual stuff. But no, just the way that's hooked up. I mean, it shows the class, it shows the style. It's not loud. You got them colors.
So I try to keep my, the hardest thing for me is trying to figure out my character the past couple of years, because I do have a gangster side to me. I do have a spiritual side to me. I don't want to, this year I've taken a step back because I want to offer people the real me, because so many years I try to change the narrative on my case. And I gave that too much power. And I do have a wild side to me from that standpoint, how I grew up, but it's a difference maturity. I have a maturity
because gangster's different
right.
now.
Now my
That
gangster's saying I'm taking
got some
care of my
gangster
kids.
too, don't
You know
get
what I'm saying?
twisted.
So I'm taking care. I think gangster now is
How
taking
you
care
live
of
by
my
that
family.
word.
Exactly.
Right.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I do want to allow people to a new me, because I fought so hard to change what I thought meant something. And I know God is giving me this recipe for a reason. And I'm able to, that's what makes my connection with these kids so cool, because I understand them.
Absolutely.
And I try to not curse, and I try to build something that completely wasn't me. And I think now I'm coming into my understanding of my why, and I'm able to articulate certain things. But I do want them to understand, like, listen, I'm cut from that cloth, but it's a maturity of graduating college, of going through certain experiences, of maturing, saying, now I want to be with my woman, I want to be with my kids, I want to be a better man and a better person.
Yes.
And that's just, but I also want people to understand, nah, this is who I am, and I don't want to lean more over to this. And I watched a thing on Will Smith. He was on The Breakfast Club, and he was speaking on killing characters.
Yeah.
And I thought it stuck out to me because he understood the character that we build up that keeps us successful. Sometimes it's time to kill them, and it's hard to kill the villain now. And a lot of people don't want to kill what made them successful.
And,
But there's another layer to it.
Yeah.
You get to, it's
Yeah.
these levels,
It's
man.
time to
It's these
reinvent
levels. You
yourself.
gotta grow.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
say it,
You
say
have
it.
to reinvent
yes,
yourself.
Yes. Amen.
Look, man, when I played, ball up north and stuff, and I was like in corporate America, and I still had my pictures on my desk, right? And this has been 10 years since I last suited up. And the thing was is that, I know, right? But the thing was, people walked by my desk and it was like, oh man, you play ball and all that. So they always had these conversations with me. And it wasn't until somebody was like, man, how long ago was this? And I thought about it, I was like, my God, that was 10 years ago. So like what you just said about killing off those characters, I was using my athleticism to lead me in the door, so to speak. Like, oh, okay, here comes Tori. He's, do this and do that, right? So that day, I took out, I just opened up my drawer and I just put everything in the drawer.
Because we're scared of what made us successful.
Yeah, I was successful in what I was doing.
But who we are.
But exactly.
It's the defining. It's the defining moment. It's a defining moment.
When you just said that about killing characters, man, it's like, wow, yeah, you have to do that because you can't. We talk about stretching and growing all the time, and if you're not stretching and growing, you're not stretching and growing, and you're stagnant. And
you are. And I can say the same thing for me. And like I said, I was board trustee, and so that was it for a minute, And then, at first, I had so many. I was like motivational speaker, doing the same kind of thing with the youth, and wrote my own curriculum, and then Oakland Public Schools picked it up, taught it in all the Oakland Public Schools.
That's a
and
blessing.
then, blessing. But then it went to school board, and then after that, it's like after you finish your term, it's like. Now what? And so you got this former, this alma mater, this
it's
whole.
Like now you have to go to
this alumni, this board alumni.
And it's the gift and the curse,
right?
Because the more growth, I work with my partners, and I'm saying every year is something new, and you think it's going to slow down, but you continue to growing.
But you know what? God gives us new testimonies, and this is the good thing about it.
Every day,
we have that. All of that encompasses the title leader. And you don't need a nameplate that states that you're a leader. A leader is born from within. And so a leader can work in so many different capacities. And so it's a calling.
Leaders are born from within, but also leaders are made out of situations. People don't even know they're
True,
leaders.
But you're born leaders. You really are. God defines that from the very beginning in the embryo.
But we call it set apart. And
Yeah. But I say that to say, with that, it's where God's like, okay, we call it tapping him on the shoulder. We're in the middle of something. He'll be like, okay, I need you to come over here now. And that's what he does. He leads you in these different paths to go ahead and be a blessing. Because that's where it truly lies. It's the purpose on our lives and all of that.
That's the value and substance of everything.
And that's what you did with this. Now you have this nonprofit. And so you're speaking to kids now?
Right. So
what's happening?
So the coolest part of that, I think the most amazing part of it. So after prison, I did my own community service, and I told myself I would never speak until I'm ready. And the NCAA ended up calling me.
Look at that! Look at that!
Right? The NCAA ended up calling me. Full circle. The NCAA called me. I do a speaking engagement in Indianapolis in front of a lot of it was crazy for me because I'm back in the it was the symposium. So the top 25 athletes in college that's transitioning over to the NBA. They do little meetings with them, and like I say, the guy Jeremy McCool called me and said, "Hey, I want you to come speak." And I think about how many NBA players or how many high-level, talented, or successful people, and somehow out of 3 people, my name came across.
But you have to have a story.
Right.
And that resonates with those players. Right. Because a lot of those players, as you know, come from those streets where we came from. So with that being said, the craziest part for me is, was I supposed to go to the NBA? Or was this because if you believe in God, you believe that script is already written for you? So after a while, I start coming into my shell because I'm also in the back of my mind, no one's knowing. I got a chip saying, damn, I'm supposed to be in the NBA. But I've went through all this. But when I'm sitting up there, I'm like, how do I make it up here? And all these, I know so many successful people, and out of all these people that sit in front of this crowd, they chose me, and I was in China at the time. Wow. So I ended up flying back. I actually told them, if China's watching, I told them I was hurt so I could be part of that event. But I never thought I would be a public speaker. But after I was done, the coaches and everybody came up and said, thank you for sharing your story. And the more I told my story, the more other lanes will open up with God opened up from the church, from the kids, it just became more motivational, inspirational. Brandon, a lot of people don't know why they go through certain things. Right. And they think, why is God beating me up? Why is God doing this to me? But your testimony or your test is a testimony,
Yeah.
not just for you, but it can be for
Yeah.
somebody else
Yeah.
as well that's going through
Facts.
the same thing. Hey, we only got a few minutes left, and I got 2 questions
This is
for
great.
you.
I love this.
What is Brandon Johnson's 2021 vision?
Ooh.
And this is a 2-part question.
Oh, my vision, man. I'm piggybacking off her, man. I'm hoping to. Well, I know for sure I'm going to be doing a curriculum. I'm looking to do a curriculum, and some of my, I'm gonna let the cat out the bag on you guys. So, I'm working on my documentary now.
All right, yeah.
You already knew that.
I saw it when you were talking. I could see it. I'm like, this has gotta happen.
I didn't know
This
you
has
were
gotta
gonna say
happen.
that.
Nah,
Oh my God.
I thought
This is awesome.
You know, I love the vibe. Man.
Look,
I
I'm
love
getting
what
hot,
you guys
y'all.
doing. I love
Hallelujah.
what you guys doing, man. I thought, you know, God put it on my heart where, you know, I'm gonna manifest and I'm gonna speak into existence.
Yes.
I held it for the last 3 years, and my team and everyone, we finally signed the contract on Christmas Day, man. So,
Amen.
That's
you know,
beautiful.
God's been amazing to see
Congratulations.
that story fully come to see a documentary. You know, I'm from the bottom, man. So to see, you know, if it make Netflix, you know, to have a conversation and say, hey, go check the story out on Netflix, I think that's going to be a biblical moment for me. So
That's beautiful. That's
right.
You know, you
Call
can't-
already is.
Yeah.
Call it. Hey, I want to say right here, right now, I'd like to help you with your curriculum.
That'll be a blessing.
I would like to help you write your curriculum. Yeah.
I think
Let's do that.
You know, God,
Oh,
God
yeah.
is good.
Yeah,
right?
he opens the lanes.
God
He said
is
it.
good.
He
God
opens
is
the
good.
lanes.
God is
I would
good,
like
man.
to help you do
That's-
that. I would like to see that opened up and taken into different schools. Kids will be going back to school. They'll have something to really get excited to go back to school for.
yes. I
Back in those
promise you.
classrooms and in those auditoriums. And
What I plan on doing with the kids, man, like I said, my nonprofit, we educate through experience, and I plan on putting people on that panel that's established. I plan on putting people with the greatest worst stories.
Yes.
You know, I think the best teacher is sometimes that negative, you know, and I've allowed myself to speak to other people, and I think building a panel of people and speaker and clients, and my
Realist.
company, Bold Management, we're building clients, and I'm gonna allow these people to be on display. And you know, nobody really showed me the way to, you know, build a business on speaking. And now I think I'm gonna take that part and grab some people from the bottom. and let
Yes.
them
Pay
help
it
some people.
forward,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Pay
There you
it
go,
forward.
there you go.
Hallelujah.
Hey,
Love it.
Let me ask this last question. What would the world look like if you realized that vision you were talking about for 2021? What would the world look like if you realized your vision? Who would benefit and who would suffer?
Oh
Beautiful
man.
question, baby.
Oh man. That is an amazing question, man. I think the youth will benefit. I think the youth will benefit from my vision. I think I can do a lot of different things for us this new world. I'm really passionate about that. I think what I have to offer and what I think the people I'm recruiting have to offer can definitely help.
Yeah.
I want to build something that's really established, and like I say, my main goal, the money and everything I found out when I lost it all is just material.
Yeah.
You know, and it comes and goes.
You can
and-
get it back.
Right, and when you get to a point of life, man, I'm just more destined for value and substance.
Yes.
There you go.
You know,
That's the true
That's
reward.
maturity.
And you
Yeah.
know what? I think I can answer this to help you with that. When you said who would suffer, those who did not take that opportunity.
Yeah.
Those are
that
the
don't
ones who
learn
would
their
miss out.
lesson,
Yeah.
Those that always
Yeah.
had to go
Yeah.
back to the back of the
That's
class.
back of the class. Yeah.
yeah.
Hey, look, we are a relationship show, and we got about 5 minutes
part
left.
right.
Yeah,
So,
I think it's over. Do we have 5 minutes?
We didn't have a question. We didn't have a letter today, but we had several questions, and we're only going to be able to answer one. So I'm gonna let my wife pick which one we want to
Let's
answer.
see.
Make it good. I'm gonna. It's holiday season. It's cold.
Oh, we got time. Okay, go ahead. I think we got time.
So
Let's just go over these, you guys.
all right.
Because
First
we get
question.
questions and letters all the time. Y'all know.
First question: do you believe that marriage comes before our kids? Yes, that's my answer.
Marriage comes before the kids.
Yes, it does.
I mean,
I didn't do it right then.
No, because if you let the kids, no, I'm not talking
no,
about like
no,
that.
no. Not
We're
in
talking
the
about
sense-
your marriage that
Your
the kids,
marriage.
they can play the parents against one another.
okay.
The marriage
Yeah.
comes first,
Yeah,
and then the
yeah,
kids will be
yeah,
fine.
yeah,
We're not talking about in the order of getting married. We're talking about how you prioritize as far as
Exactly.
your marriage.
Yeah, I'm learning that. I think I would need you guys counseling.
Yeah, we're here.
Nah, but
It's all
I
about-
do think you guys make sense. I don't think I've done that appropriately, but I think, like I say, I think it makes sense.
You
to do
don't
it
know
that
what
way.
you don't know.
But
Yeah.
the thing, I think what in a lot of marriages is that they put their kids first, and then kids pit parents against one another, you know, and it's like, well, he said I can go. Well, he wants to go. I want him to, and it's like, let us be on board. Let us discuss this, and we'll get back to you.
Right.
You know what I mean? So
Gotta be on
the
the same
husband and
page.
wife, you know, the man and the man and woman, or whatever, they got to discuss it first, you know, and it's like, you ain't running nothing. We'll
Right.
get back to you and give you an answer. But a lot of times the kids, you
They
know.
allow the kids to really dictate certain things.
And scripturally, Ephesians 5:20, I think it starts at 23. You know, it says, "Wives submit unto your husbands, as the husbands submit unto the Lord." So that's the order.
Yeah.
Lord, Jesus,
Yeah, I've heard
husband,
that.
Yeah.
wife, then the kids.
Right.
So that's
They
that
come
order.
first.
So good
'Cause everybody-
question.
the kid's gonna be fine as long as mom and daddy fine.
Good
That's
question.
what I say.
What should you do?
Marriage is your kid's classroom.
Exactly. What should you do? I'm sorry. What should we do if one of my husband's family members interferes with our marriage?
I think it's the same thing as that leave and cleave. I think that don't you believe? I mean, if the Bible says that when you get married, you're supposed to leave and cleave. So you leave your family, you join together as one.
Yeah.
Right.
So it's kind of the same thing with what we were talking about in the last one about the child. It's like it's the same thing with the family. You guys get in your huddle as husband and wife, as man and woman, and you guys decide what works for you. But don't let anybody come in and interfere with that.
And
You know, it's sacred.
The advice
Your
I'm gonna
union is
give for
sacred.
that answer is: what happens in your house, stay in your house. Because when you go tell your brothers that y'all
Yeah.
got into an
Yeah.
argument, now I ain't talking about
The
y'all got
energy
into a
changes.
physical altercation, but I'm just saying y'all got into a regular squabble or whatever,
Right.
and
Or
you go
even your
telling
sister or
folks,
your mother.
you know, they're looking at him like he's the
Yeah,
enemy
they
now,
sucking teeth when
you
he
know,
come by like,
and
hi.
you guys are
Yeah,
back
and you guys are cool again.
Exactly.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
No,
I agree. I
Yeah,
agree on
it
that
just
one.
muddies it. Just
Yeah.
muddies
Yeah.
it. It just
Exactly.
Your business
And
is
then
your
you
business.
have to retract, and then I
Yeah.
think the pride gets in the way, and
Yeah,
now it's just
it's
like,
oh,
hey,
be
you-
nice.
Yeah.
Oh, but he's
Exactly.
better now.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
I
You've
misunderstood
You've
all
overtalked
that.
him.
Yeah.
And now you got to retract like he ain't really like
You
that.
gotta fix
And
it.
they gonna make you feel
Hey,
it.
we going over my mother's for Thanksgiving. I ain't going. You know,
Yeah,
They
yeah.
don't
Yeah,
like
it
me
becomes
over
a
there.
whole
Yeah.
thing.
Something you
It's a
started.
mess.
Yeah.
It's a mess.
All right, last one. How do we address when one person needs more space in a relationship?
So I think for me personally, I think space is good for the relationship. I don't know if one person. I think it got to be a balance, but I think each person definitely needs a certain amount of a percentage of like, hey, I still want to be me to a certain extent.
You have to respect each other's individuality.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of people get together and I don't like being the source of someone's happiness. I want you to establish your happiness, and when we meet, I think a lot of people lose that. That person that I fell in love with, and then when we get together, it's like, hey, I'm not doing any of that no more. I don't want to be the source of someone's happiness to that extent. I want you happy naturally, organically, and then when we get together, we're even happier. But I do want you to keep that space of like, hey, go live. Go. I still want you to
Good
live.
answer. Good answer.
Very
Hey,
good
Brandon, we out of time, but man, we want to thank you.
We gotta have
But
you on the
can
radio
you
show,
let
too.
everybody? Yeah, we'll bring you back on our radio show.
Yeah.
Can you tell our audience where, like, if you guys accept donations, or if you
Your handles,
if
all
you
that.
guys do mentoring, where can these parents reach you?
Got you. So my nonprofit is www.noscripttodthis.org. You can go there if you want to make donations, if you want to be a volunteer for any of the events that we have coming up. Man, please go there, sign up. We would love to have you. Like I said, we're doing a lot of different things in the community. The first year we survived the pandemic, so God has been amazing. And if you got any kids, man, I'm here to mentor, consult, anything like that, man. I would love to give back to any kid that's going through a process right now. Personally, it's just a mistake. It's not a decision in your life that's going to define you. Change the narrative if you can. My
Love
Instagram is I am Brandon Johnson. Go check us out. What else? No, but thank you guys so much.
Oh
man.
my
You guys
God,
are
it's
amazing.
nothing but a pleasure. It's
We love
nothing
you.
but a pleasure. You will see more of him. God bless you.
Thank you
God
so much,
bless you.
guys.
Be with you, you and your family. And I can't wait to work
Oh,
with you.
yeah,
We're
I'm
going to be
excited
working
about
with you.
that. That's right.
Yeah,
Thank
for
you, guys.
sure.
Hey guys, we want to thank you
Blessings.
guys for tuning in again tonight for another episode of Love and Black with Tori and Terry, and we will check you guys out next Friday night, 9 p.m. Central Standard Time.
Happy 2021. Make love, not war. We love y'all. Mwah. Bye. Have a good night.